He puffed slowly away. Thomas found an old track. He wanted to be alone. "The other engines don't want me around," he puffed sadly. "They wish I wasn't here at all." Stanley puffed towards Thomas. He saw that Thomas looked sad and alone. "Thomas feels bad," he chuffed to himself. He felt very sorry for him. Later, the Fat Controller called the engines together. "Now, Great Waterton may not be ready for Sodor Day," he announced sternly. The engines gasped. "Miss Jenny's crew will load the rubble into the trucks tonight. But this means extra work for all of you," he added. "Tomorrow you will start to shunt the trucks away to the sidings." Thomas had let down the Fat Controller. He had let down the other engines, and he had let himself down. The other engines started to chuff away. No one spoke to Thomas. He was no longer in charge, and he felt he was no longer wanted. That night, all the other engines were asleep in their sheds. But not Thomas. Jack and Alfie had already loaded their trucks of rubble. "If I shunt all the freight cars away to the sidings, the tracks will be clear in the morning. Then everyone will like me again." Thomas wanted to do something to get his old job back. So Thomas started to shunt the trucks away. Thomas worked very hard. He felt very pleased with himself. Then Thomas saw one last truck. It had rolled in front of an old mine shaft. "I'll soon fix that," Thomas smiled. Then there was trouble. Thomas biffed the truck too hard. It rolled forward and disappeared into the mine. "Cinders and ashes!" exclaimed Thomas. "Where did that truck go?" Thomas rolled forward and peered inside. It was very dark. "I must finish the job," he huffed. "I'll soon find that truck." And Thomas puffed into the mine. It was very dark. Thomas was happy he had a bright lamp. He saw the truck rolling away. Then it disappeared around a bend. "Bust my buffers," puffed Thomas. "I'd better go after it." The slope was very steep. Thomas whizzed down it and clattered around the bend. Up Thomas whooshed and down he whizzed. "Whee!" Thomas whistled and "Whoa!" he cried. It was very scary, but it was very exciting. Thomas had almost caught up to the truck. "You won't get away from me," he whistled happily. But Thomas didn't see the junction ahead. The truck whizzed down the right track and Thomas sped down the left. Thomas had lost the runaway truck. But his roller coaster ride was so much fun. Thomas soon forgot about the truck. Then there was trouble. The tunnel ahead was blocked. "Oh no!" cried Thomas. He applied his brakes, but it was too late. Thomas crashed straight through the blocked tunnel. With a mighty splash, Thomas landed in a pool of water.